Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about painting on panels. So I like painting on panels better than painting on stretch canvas. But one thing you should know is that wood and hardboard panels have something in them called lignins and tannins, and they can bleed through your gesso and even your oil paint, especially in the light colors, which can dull them down or even shift their color. So I've got something for you in today's episode which would totally prevent that from happening. So let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, the best panels you can paint on are the aluminum panels, often called ACM panels, which stands for aluminum composite material. The only problem with these is that you just can't buy a 4x8 sheet at the lumberyard, which I usually just have cut to sections of 24x48 just so they can fit in my car. But then at home, I have them ready and at hand, so all I have to do is grab a sheet at any time and can easily cut them to whatever size I want. Whereas aluminum panels, you have to buy a certain size, number one. And also, when you buy that size, if they have it in stock, you have to wait for it to be delivered. And then lastly, they're pretty expensive. So over the last 30 years, I always like to test and experiment with different art things. And what I found out is something I found pretty interesting and actually works fantastic. So let's go over it. Okay, so to start off, starting my career, I painted on canvas pretty much only. But recently, the last 10 or 15 years, I've been using panel. And what I've been using is Masonite or hardboard, like you see here. It's just, a hard pressed together board, which actually this is the other side of it, which I'm just using. I use this to sample. So the parts that I cut off, scrap, I just use it to sample things. Like this was when I tested acrylic, what it does against the water-based mixable oils, in this case Cobra brand. But I'll do this in another episode. But this one, I just wanted to grab a scrap Masonite. And one of the problems with Masonite, though, is when if you could see up here, when you gesso this, it should be white, and it is white initially, but then as it dries, see how this is kind of pink around the outside of this? So this is the Masonite, that brown bleeding through the gesso. And on some of my paintings, I actually feel like it continues to bleed through the painting. And this, just so you know right off the start, is foil, like what I have here. I just tested it, putting foil between the gesso and seeing if that blocks that brown from coming through, since obviously aluminum would be very difficult for anything to get through, which is why I actually like, I love painting on aluminum composite material. This is just that aluminum that's on both sides, and then it's got a plastic core or polycore, whatever they call it, but it's between two aluminum panels. And the look of this I really liked. Like, the colors are really strong, and I could get that that Rembrandt type of look with staining or glazing and impasto. But so I really liked using this, and the colors really glide on smooth, as you can kind of see. So I like using this, but the thing I like best was the fact that the colors seem to stay very strong. And so I wanted to figure out how I could do that with the Masonite, because I do like to get larger pieces, as well as getting some pieces that I can just cut to whatever size. And obviously when you get the ACM panels, from the art store, their particular sizes. But anyway, so let me show you this. This is just something where I take a regular gesso. In this case, I'm using Liquitex, which I actually use that a lot. I like the smoothness of it. Let me just grab a little bit. And what I'm going to do first, I sanded this Masonite or hardboard. I'm just going to put a little bit down and just smooth it out. Doesn't have to be perfect because this isn't really going to be a painting, it's just a test. Yay. Yep, I always get too much. So now over this, set it up here. Over this, I'm just going to put foil so I can see what it does. And just kind of smooth it out so there's no wrinkles or air bubbles. And then I'll just take this and kind of smooth it out the rest of the way. Let me start it this way. Now I'm kind of pushing down slightly. Just to get that stuck down onto the to the gesso underneath real good. And then I'll just pull across the top with this so we have a good coating over that. I see a little piece sticking up over here where you can see the edge, but that would be alright because actually I'd put this over the edge. Or perhaps just in the middle and then do another coat of this after. So on the other side, what I wanted to do, let me go ahead and put this up. So on this other side, what I wanted to do was test rabbit skin glue. So this is what I used to put on panels at the very beginning. And I stopped doing it, and I should probably start, but that's why I'm testing this, because I wanted to see if actually the rabbit skin glue prevents that bleed through as well. Oh lordy, I did this last night, it's already stuck. So let me just get this. And I'm just going to test this with so rabbit skin glue is what the old masters used to seal the canvas or seal the hardboard. And so that's what it is. It's just a sealant, supposedly. I'm just going to do it to there so we have some regular in the middle. Because I'm going to gesso over this part too to see where it stops. And let me get it on kind of deep. Rabbit skin glue you can get at Natural Pigments, as well as I think all art stores actually have it. Okay, so we're going to let this dry and then I'm going to come back and see what's happening. And I'm sorry, I should have put this farther over. Let me do that. Because I want you to see, you can see the line of the foil, but I want to make it clear. So here's a good line that's pretty much the same. So we should be able to see up here. Let me zoom that in for you if my hands are clean. So if you can see this line right here, that's the edge of the foil. So we do have a perfect section to know where that foil ended, because down here it's just covered up completely flat. But up here you can see that edge of the foil. So we'll come back in a couple hours and see where that sits or how these are lining up, okay? Okay, so this has been a couple hours later. And so actually right now I want to So this is all dry. Let me see if I can lift it. So you can see actually the color change here though, where the foil is and where it doesn't have foil. But right now, before we move to this second level, I'm just going to take this razor blade and just cut this off. I'm pulling down. So you don't want to go back up because it's probably still a little bit soft underneath. So pulling down to the back. So the discoloration is the lignin inside the wood pulp that's just bleeding through and changing the color. You can see that underneath it's still wet. So maybe I should have waited a few hours. But it's stuck on well enough to allow me to cut it and get some another coat of gesso on it. Well, I'll tell you what. Another route you can go is just from the top, because you can see how much gesso I'm getting on this. That's just going to make the blade messed up. So I'm just going to go from the top and cut down. Yeah, that's an easier way anyway. So let me get that out of the way, put this back where it is. I'm going to push over some of this, any kind of seepage, just pull it over the edge right here. Because you do want to make this edge, you know, sealed also. Okay. So it's a nice edge of aluminum. And again, you can see where the difference in the color. Here where it's Masonite or hardboard, and here where it's foil. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the rest on the other side. Or the gesso on the side with the rabbit skin glue. Let me just clean this razor off a little bit. Okay, and let me make sure this is good enough. Open up the gesso again. Try not to get as much this time. And you know what? I'm going to mark this. I'm just going to take a marker and see where that line is. I got to look at it at an angle, but right about here is where that rabbit skin glue was. Okay. Now let's just go right over it and see how well this does. Okay, so let's see what happens here and be back. Or actually, let me go ahead and put another coat here.
Our head of accounting here at the Genetics Casino has filed another complaint about how rewarding we are. And I quote, I feel it's my duty to bring to your attention the amount of winning that's going on with our fan cash toolkit. I implore you to pull that on the reward. Earn from accounting. At the Genetics Casino,
Okay. Be back in a couple hours. Okay, so it looks as though they're both real dry, and so from here you can't really tell. Me standing over it right now, I can definitely tell this is grayed out. Hang on, let me try to... So if you can see the coloring, this all looks pretty much the same. Right here is where the rabbit skin glue stopped. And I don't really see much of a difference there. And even sideways. But as you get down, see where the white starts right here? This is the foil. So it looks like it still bleeds through on the rabbit skin, unfortunately. But it's a great thing to try on your panels. It looks so different. I mean, this is so white. And then this, remember, has 2 coats of gesso. And it's still showing through that much. So great technique to try. Remember, when you have aluminum underneath, you're also not going to have soaking in as much for your oils because you have that barrier of that aluminum sheet. Actually, so I do want to mention that in looking at this, the one thing I didn't really mention why you need gesso. So this is not treated. So this is just straight Masonite. This was just a painting that I did a study along with David Cassan, or Casson, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's on YouTube and he was just painting this, so I thought I'd follow along as a study or practice. But you can see right here the whites. So the whites in her face were the same down here. And after it dried, you can see how it just soaked into this Masonite or hardboard. So you definitely have to do at least gesso, like on this side. You know, so that's the reason you do gesso. But as far as that goes, you can see here, if you paint on top of the gesso and paint on top of the hardboard, as opposed to painting on top of something like the aluminum, which really worked good. Okay. So here's just a couple still shots. I know on camera you can't really see values or colors as well. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. If you are an artist that paints on panels, definitely try this because it is something that can help you out. Also, I think you're going to like the feel of it if you haven't tried aluminum composite panels. But those are the best to use. So if you're in a pinch on money or whatever, then try this, or you just want a certain size. This is something that can do just as well. It's not as light as the aluminum composite panels, but it can do a good job for you. Okay, so if you like this episode, please click the like button and definitely subscribe. It helps me out to build my channel, as well as knowing that I'm helping other artists out. So until next time, God bless everyone.